I'm live. Let's see how this goes on here. Okay, hopefully somebody. Now we gotta go. I see this will be for people watching it later. What ended up happening was I was on Twitch, and this was a thing. I wonder if I can share just straight from here. If there's a share, yes, share to tweet. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm live over at my YouTube channel. Twitch is dead to me. Ah. All right, we gotta tell people on. Hopefully people will come in now. Hopefully people will get here. Okay. Hopefully people will get it. We'll get the. I'll just sit here hopeful and hope that people will get here. Okay. Oh, there is somebody. So somebody found their way here. Someone found their way. My heart is so full. Okay. This is, yeah, because that was ridiculous. Because, like, ooh, that was ridiculous. I just burped. That was ridiculous. Twitch was ridiculous. Everybody said, oh, go to Twitch. It's so much better for streaming. Bullshit. It was better for streaming. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Thank you for doing that. Yes. Hi. Okay. Whew. Okay. Hopefully this will work better. I've got to find a solution to all of this stuff. But I'm glad people are finding their way over here. What's really chunky? Me? I am. Like it's pixelated, like it's got pixels and stuff. We might have to just live. We might just have to live with that. We might just have to live with the chonky stuff. Yeah. I was an abstract painting. What is going on? Why is streaming like this? Why is this happening? Yeah. Super pixelated, but not laggy. Okay. I'll go with that. We'll deal with it. Maybe that'll clear up. I don't know. Maybe it's... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. All right. Is it any better? Or is it bad? Or is it worse? Or is it good? Or is it bad? Is it good or is it bad? Oh, the whole thing went away. Okay. It is better? Okay. Yeah. I drank so much that you can't see. That's what's happening. Okay, so I did it. What I did was I took it off the wireless, so I'm not trying to share with my upstairs. Mr. Jen is going to give me a beautiful kiss goodnight. Oh, really quick on Facebook. Hang on, I gotta put this on Facebook. On Facebook, and then this will be one of the problems that I have with my YouTube channel is not being able to change my name on my YouTube channel, or not like the URL of my YouTube channel. So I get a little bit upset about that. Thank you. I look good because I was at a thing. So. Excuse my cat. I'm like, oh, thank you. I look good because I was at it. And she's like, no. And she's like, what do you mean? You don't know if I look good or not. You're a cat. Don't sit with your back to me. I love you. Hey. Hey. I love you. She's sitting with her back to me. Anyway, we got to put this on Facebook. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted and whatever. But that was so traumatic. I don't even know how to do this. How do I post on Facebook? How? All right, so here we go. We're gonna put we are at my YouTube channel tonight, but I'm too drunk to figure out how to post the link. I'm a little drunk, okay? I'm a little drunk. Aw, I'm just gonna put that there. So let's just say from now on, YouTube, okay? You know, I was thinking I'd never watched a Jeffree Star video before, and I just watched a Jeffree Star video the other day, and I was like, there should be a drinking game that anytime he says shook, everything had that guy shook. Shook. I am shook right now. I am shook. It's like, just, man, I don't know, man, settle down. Put on a coat. He just said shook so much. So if YouTube is working the best, and YouTube's what we're gonna go with. You can give me a kiss. Mwah. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Watch for deer.
No.
Drive careful.
No.
Text me when you get there.
Last thing is no.
Oh, do you need keys? They're in my purse. Everything is so hectic. Oh my god. They're in there.
Where's my set?
I don't know. I didn't have your set. I had my set of keys. I'm going to tell you what. I'm sorry that this is happening right now. This was just poor planning. Oh, did his face get in there? Love you. Watch for deer. Be on the move. It was warm. Sorry. Anyway. Sorry for the yelling. You have to tell people to watch for deer, because if you don't tell them to watch for deer, they might not watch for deer. So now we're all here, like a bunch of like we've been fleeing about the countryside, running away from like an evil person or something. Yes, my concussion is better enough to drink. I'm not drinking like hard liquor, and I've been better for like a while. I've been able to return to exercising and stuff like that. I had maybe a solid 5 days where I felt like shit. And then, like, gradually got that. And then, like, 2 days ago, I was feeling normal again. I was like, I'm fine. Like, even last week, I was like, man, I don't feel like I could even, like, it would even be an issue if I didn't want to, you know, if I wanted to drink. But I was careful. I was careful. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I've got some, okay, guys, now that we're here and we're all like into, like, now we're ready to go. 10 minutes into this bullshit. All right, what I've got is a book here because I was reading about bibliomancy. I just did this in the Fitschased Fortuneteller after hours thing for Patreon patrons. Bibliomancy is you take a book and you flip the pages and then you find the answer to your question in that thing, okay? So there are some books that specifically have one answer on every page and that's it, and they're made specifically for this kind of fortune telling. I don't have one of those books, so I have a book! I do edit out some of the questions I've already answered, but sometimes if I'm not sure, Tammy, then I'll be, you know, but you know what, I'm high too. So I'm high too, not just drunk. Anyway, I don't have that kind, so I have this one. I have Strangely Beautiful by Leanna Renee Heber, and I love her because she's a ghost wandering the earth, okay? And she's fantastic, and I love her, and she's so weird and fantastic in a way that speaks to my soul. So this is a great book. You should get it, Strangely Beautiful. But tonight, we are going to be using it to answer some questions. I did it earlier tonight with the 7th word of the 7th line, and it didn't really come out weird or anything like that, but there are some sort of things here. So let's take a look, okay? All right. I'm reading the thing here. All right. What's the next ridiculous health gadget or supplement that Gwyneth Paltrow will announce? Now, I am honest to God shocked out of my fucking marbles that exfoliating vagina stick or whatever was not her business. I was 100% sure that was some shit that she came up with. And when I read that it wasn't her, I was like, okay. And then somewhere in a mansion in California, she was like, oh, hey, what do you call it? I don't know. Darker Still was fantastic. Let's see. All of her series are fantastic. Everything about Leanna is fantastic. I went to a graveyard with her one time. All right. So I was shook adrift. Wait, hang on. I have to be Jeffree Star. I have to be looking in a mirror right now, and I have to go, I am shook right now. I am shook right now. I know. I can't help it. So we're going to answer this question. I have to answer a question. It's still winter out. I'm not opening the door for you to check. So the question was, what's the next stupid thing she's going to do? Okay. Do I have to do that now? Yes, you have to. You have to do that now. Okay, here we go. We should get our cats together. Adele, let's make them get cat married. Please, please make the cats little cat outfits and we'll get some cat married. Please, Adele, I want to have a cat wedding. It can be part of me and Kristen's super soft birthday this year. Okay, anyway. Well, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Okay. So the seventh, what I did was seventh line, seventh whatever. So this is the next thing. Leanna's wonderful prose. Percy, the love of my life. Tell me, Percy. Tell me. Seventh line, seventh word. What's Gwyneth Paltrow's next stupid shit gonna be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There aren't enough on there, so I will go on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so unparalleled. It's gonna be the worst thing she's ever come up with. That'll be Gwyneth Paltrow's next thing. It will be unparalleled in its stupidity. I don't think my cat would actually marry. And it would have to be like a proxy wedding. She's not gonna get married. All right. So that was a funny one. That worked out a little bit too good. Unparalleled. All right. Get rid of that one. All right, I'm going to help this person out here. Because the question is, what, sad just mental suppositories. She's gonna make one of those exfoliating vagina things, but it's gonna be like a butt plug. Bedazzle your uterus. I don't think anything could ever possibly be as bad as that, the stickers. I know everybody makes a lot about the vagina eggs, but the stickers is what got me. The good vibes stickers. And if you stick these on your chakras or whatever bullshit, or your EFT points, and, you know, you just wear these stickers, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me with these stickers? What are you talking about? Why? For real? For real? They just say you go, girl, and shit, like they're planner things. Like you can go to Michael's and you can buy those books of planner things from Me and My Big Idea, and then you can do that. It's like so bonkers. Oh, put this on for wellness and for your goal setting and for your goal. What goal? Anyway, what fucking goal could I possibly have? I love stickers. Stickers are fine. I'll put a sticker on. I'll feel good. But what? Oh my, Tammy, I swear if you just made that exist. You're going to have my whole face covered in stickers. Seriously though, if you're buying like $100 worth of stickers and it's like 5 stickers to put on your body so that you maybe like feel some joy in your life, maybe the problem is that you have too goddamn much money. That's not making you happy. Give it to me. Here we go. All right. We're going to help this person out. All right. The question is, how much longer do I have to keep holding myself together before things start to get better? Now, so, this makes me a little bit sad, whoever's idea this was. Because, gas cylinders behind me or helium tubes? Wait, what? I don't know what was going on in here, so I don't know if you're asking me if there are gas cylinders. The green thingies. Like this? This? Is this what you're talking about? Right there? Or is it up? Or is it green cylinders? There's a candles. Down below. Oh, these? These are spell candles from the dollar store. Those? These ones right here? Yeah, these are spell candles from the dollar store. And here's the thing. If you get a spell candle at the dollar store, look how vibrant and green and beautiful it looks. Right? Okay. And then you peel it off and it's like that. Then you put the green dye at the top and the bottom. Good job. Good job. Pardon my burp. Okay. So that was the lie. That was the liar candles. Liar candles. Anyway, so this person is, how long do I have to, I can't tell you how long. I mean, we could do things to figure out how long. We could try to come up with an answer, but instead of how to hold myself together, I'm going to do this spread for you, person who asked this question. And I just want to do a 10 card, how to make things easier on yourself. This person also apparently needs a St. Jude candle from Kroger's or wherever. If you feel this hopeless, you need a St. Jude candle in your life. It's just how it is. All right. But let's see what this person, 10 cards for how this person just 10 cards for this person for how their situation can get better for them and the things they have control over. Okay. So without knowing this person's situation, 20 minutes in, we're finally laying out some cards. Oh, well, we did the bibliomancy thing. We did the bibliomancy. All right. So, first of all, we have a lot of court cards here. All right. But we have a lot of reversed court cards, which what that tells me is that there are a lot of things out of your control, okay? There are a lot of things that might even be institutionally out of your control. You might be in a situation where your job, but this is where shit is totally out of your hands. You're in a situation where shit is totally out of your hands at this point. This is why you feel so miserable. I can see this. There's a strong sense of hopelessness here. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying, you're hopeless. You're a hopeless case. That's not how it is. What I am saying is that we're going to start out. I have a Page of Wands reversed. Okay. Everybody knows that when I read Wands, I say everybody, but if you've been around enough, all right, I always read Wands as intuition into action. What this is telling me is you feel like you have to just think about what, the question is, how much longer do I have to keep holding myself together so things will start getting better? the situation you're in right now is that you think you're going to find the magic bullet. You think you're going to find the special puzzle piece that makes everything fix and come together. Okay? You're thinking that. And you're thinking, and this is going to sound weird, you're thinking that you're going to find this in a esoteric kind of way. You are going, like, it might even be you're thinking maybe this is going to be I'm going to get the answer here. I'm going to find out when the end of this comes. I'm going to figure out how to do whatever. And I just need to find out that one little piece of knowledge, that one little piece of understanding. I'm going to need to find that out. And then everything will be fine. All that's going to do is just continue. The fact that this is the Queen reversed, okay? The Queen of Pentacles reversed, is that you feel like you're not able to provide. Okay, here's the thing. You might be in a financial situation right now where you're saying, I'm trying to hold on, I'm trying to hold on, I'm trying to hold on. And this is saying like, hey, if you keep up with this kind of energy, you're going to keep trying to hold on and keep trying to hold on and keep trying to hold on, right? Okay? But I'm also thinking that with this kind of energy, even if things do improve, you might not feel like they have, because you're going to feel like you need to keep grinding. You need to keep going. I don't get a sense that it's just money in this reading. I'm seeing that money is a thing that's involved. I'm not saying that it's just money. So what I'm looking at is your financial situation might not improve. You might still be holding on. Okay? But if it does improve with this current feeling of, if I don't fix it, it won't happen. And there's just something I'm not getting about this that will fix it all. As long as you have that mindset, the best you can hope for is for your situation to become better, and then it will, and then you won't see it become better. So that's the position you're in right now. Let's figure out how to make that not happen. The Knight of Wands. Okay? We've got the Knight of Wands. He's on horseback. This is you in the past. You used to be really good at making things happen. You used to feel like you could make anything happen. You were pretty much like, yeah, I got an idea. I can make it happen. Lately, you're like, what the hell happened? You know, you went from, I've got this idea and I can charge out in the world and I can make this happen and I can, you know, everything will be fine, to complete, I cannot handle this. I cannot forge ahead. I have absolutely no forward momentum. Ka-chunk. Now, sometimes this card will come up and it will be reversed like this, and I'll go, you're having a struggle with a woman. I don't know. Maybe you're having a struggle with a woman. I don't know. That could be possible. But the definite feeling that I get from this card is I went from here, I leveled up, and then I hit the ceiling, and I can't level up again. I'm stuck. The thing that's coming into play next, or very soon, is the Five of Swords reversed. Five of Swords reversed is, Five of Swords is like this, I usually say it's the I'm going to be left holding the bag type thing. Reversed, it's more like the bag is just going to leave too. So you are feeling like you're being left behind by a lot of stuff. Kind of left behind by life is a thing that I'm getting very strongly. Feeling like you haven't done enough yet, feeling like you should have done more by now, and that's why. And if only you had done exactly the right thing. You don't need... Oh, I'm sorry if this is a very sad one. I'm sorry. I don't mean for it to be. But we'll continue on. This is another one. This is the 7th card. Tells us a little bit more about your state, your current mental state. You, you're like, okay, I've got all of these sticks in the ground, and they're all in there. right? I have this one stick left. This is my last shot. This stick is the last one. And sometimes I'll say, okay, I've just got to get this one last stick in the ground. But it's almost like you're going, this is the last thing that has to be done. There's something that needs to be done. There's something, you know, but I can't let go of whatever this is, because when I do, this thing will be done. Whatever this thing is, once I let this thing go, it'll be all finished and you're not ready. I don't know what the situation is, okay? And you don't have to tell us since you've already identified yourself. There is something going on here where there's one last little thing that you need to sort of let go of to move ahead of, but you're kind of clinging to it because then it'll be all done. So I don't know what that is, but it's there. It's also a sign here that you feel like you can't take one more thing is one of the things. And also, I fought this long, am I going to have to keep fighting? Those are two, like, traditional type things. So, the next one is the Seven of Swords, which is from that meme, the me totally drunk, stealing swords and stuff like that. So, here we go. This is the Seven of Swords. This is what you feel like what's going on around you. There is a feeling here that someone is getting away with something. Usually I say, you're getting away with something. You're not getting away with something. Somebody is getting away with something. And there is a strong resistance in you. There's a strong resistance to the situation because there is an unfairness to it. There is a feeling of sort of like, when all you really want to do, you really just want to focus on the things that are valuable to you. You want to be able to focus on the things that you value, the things that you have put yourself into, the things that you have invested in. And this is not even just money-wise. Like I said, there's a money component here. It feels like there's a money component. This could have to do with your job. It might not. I don't know. This is basically you just want to see where you've put where you've invested things that are important to you. You just want to watch that flourish, okay? This could be something as simple as, I'm frustrated in my job because I can't get work in the field I went to college for. I invested my money in this. I want to watch my degree be useful. Like, I'm not saying that is the scenario because, like I said, I don't know your scenario, but it's the same sort of thing. I have invested either money or time or longing, or I've learned skills, or I've done stuff like that, okay? But you're kind of like, it's not happening, and so you kind of like, I want whatever I've put in to be the thing, what I'm contributing. I feel like I'm not getting it across, but you want what you have contributed towards your goals. You just want to be able to sit back and watch that happen. The problem is that with this sort of laying all the blame for yourself, for your situation, which I think is what it is, you seem to be thinking, come on, man, I used to be able to. Now I can't. That must be because of me. I must be missing a piece. There must be something that I am missing that I can fix. It isn't. It isn't you. It's just that it's just sort of how things are shaking out, and what you need to do. It looks like your priority wise, you need to be worried less about, there's a feeling here of kind of wanting victory, okay? Kind of wanting to win. Or I don't know if there's a specific person, or you just want to see yourself triumph in the way that you have imagined. What this card is telling you is that is not the triumph that you're looking for. You might have the solution, you might have the idea, you might know exactly what you want the future to look like, okay, in your mind. But because of that, you feel like you're failing, and you're constantly telling yourself you need to go out and figure out this one last piece. You need to figure this out. You need to go out and you're the one, you're responsible. And if it didn't work out this way, it's because of you and something missing with you. That's not the case. The case is that the ending that you're looking for, you're not able to find a path to that ending that you think that should be happening. So the thought is, I'm not getting it, so that means there's something wrong with me, means that things are bad. Okay? So, this is not saying lower your expectations at all. This is not saying that, you know, it's never going to get better or you should lower your expectations and just be happy with what you have. What it's saying is you need to be on the lookout for that different outcome. Okay? You need to be on the lookout for maybe what you weren't looking for, I guess. And you do need to appreciate some little things and not blame yourself. Don't hang the full weight of this situation on your back, because there are people getting away with stuff. There are people, there are people that have it easier and are able to just and it's frustrating. And I get that because I see that in my line of work every day. People just getting away with shit and getting everything, and like, you put in 10 times the work at somebody that puts in, nothing, gets everything. And then the people that put in the most get not as much. And it's very frustrating. And we have an idea of what success and what we need is going to look like in our minds. Okay, and that's what's happening with you. You have the idea of what success is supposed to look like to you, what it does look like to you, but you need to reframe what the success looks like to you in a way that you're not going, it's my fault that I don't have this. Well, is it your fault that you don't have this? Or are you being too harsh and expecting too much out of yourself in situations you can't control? Because like I said, all of these court cards indicate these are things that you cannot control. There's something above you. So I hope this has helped. This was very sort of in-depth, kind of grim, maybe a little bit. Hopefully it's helpful. But like I said, this is not about lowering your expectations. It's just taking the expectations that you have of yourself should not include the expectations of the people around you as well. And you shouldn't go, I'm failing to meet my expectation, so it's all my fault because none of these other people are involved type thing. Okay? So. Yep, exactly. Know what you can and can't control. Yep, and Michelle, if there are things that you can't do now that you used to be able to do, that's what this is basically saying, is you need to, stop blaming yourself about that. Stop thinking you're going to find the one magical piece that's going to put you back on the track toward the thing that meant to have, or the outcome or whatever that was meant to happen. Worry less about winning a victory, okay, as taking care of yourself and finding not the thing that you thought you were supposed to want, but the thing that you actually do need, or what have you. That sounds weird. I can see it very clearly in my head, as always. I'm like, I can see very clearly in my head exactly the words I want to say, but I can't say them, which is what makes me such a terribly good writer, because I'm so good at writing, because I can see words in my head that I can't get out. Guess what? That's what writing is. Anyway, I felt that reading really hard, because I too often feel like the reason that something doesn't go right for me is just because I suck. So, yeah. And that's pretty normal. There are things we can't control in life. Wild things that we blame ourselves for. Well, if I had known, if I had blah, 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 well, how was I supposed to know on some of the things that have happened to me? How was I supposed to know? I'm just going to lay these out. So, now, yeah, really, maybe we should all stop being so hard on ourselves, because I felt like called out by that reading a little bit. All right, so I'm just clearing the cards on this one, because that was a very powerful sort of thick energy. Not bad energy, but heavy energy. Big times. Now, I don't know how well, because you said it was pixelated before. If it's not as pixelated as it was before, you might see that my hands appear dirty. They are not dirty, in fact. Okay? They are not gross and disgusting. They just have glue on them. Because right before I did Drunk Tarot, I was sitting and meticulously folding a bunch of little paper pyramids. So, I got all into this. Like, I made a bunch of little... They're like craft paper with origami paper over them. Okay? So, I made these. But for no... Well, I made them because I used some of them for... I don't know. If you are a pagan, and if there's something terrible about this person, I'm always afraid to say something about, like, oh, you should go look at this person's thing and all of that. Because I feel like... If I tell you to go look at somebody's channel, somebody's gonna go, they're problematic! Wow, you're a terrible person! And I'll go, I didn't know! I'm not smart! But her name is Molly Roberts. Paper pyramids dirty your hands because you have to use glue to glue the origami paper to the craft paper, because the origami paper can't hold up all on its own. It's not folded, okay? So, but anyway, her name is Molly Roberts, and she does a really cool, what do you call it, channel on here about witchcraft, okay? So, one of the things she has a thing about vision boards and manifesting that I watched, and I really want to do, I really wanted to do a vision board thing that she did, and one of the things she talked about was, oh, hey, if you don't have crystals, now I have crystals like fucking crazy all over the place, but she was like, well, if you have crystals or you don't have crystals, you could always just use paper and make like a prism or make a whatever. So I did I did a vision board, and I was like, at first I was like, oh no, I have crystals, like whatever, and then I thought, no, I'll do this. So I did some, not these, in the appropriate spell color. And I used my sigil that I used for my vision board to activate it. I put it on all sides, and then I made 4 of them, and I lined them up on top of the vision board to charge it. So Molly Roberts. If you just look for Molly Roberts on here, you'll find her. She's fantastic, and you'll watch one video of hers, and you'll go, I can understand why Jen likes this person. But anyway, that's what I was doing. I was making. But then after I figured out how to make them, I was like, this is really cool. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of these. So I've been doing pointless bullshit. Anyway, so it melts on my hands, I would cry. Oh, wow, Penny. See, and that's like the opposite. When I go to glue something, and I'll be like, just stick my fingers. I'll be like, I don't want to wash a brush, and I'll just stick my fingers in the glue. Like that kind of thing. I finger paint sometimes. That painting back there that you can only just kind of basically kind of see sticking out was a finger painting. I finger painted it, and then I took a Sharpie, and I drew around the shapes that I finger painted. All right. I'm gonna smoke a little weed. So I wanted to talk about that and talk about Molly Roberts. So, but yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not pointless if it makes you happy. Yes, I like to touch things as well. I like to touch things. Thank you, Adele. It's it's what I humbly do. Tammy, don't you live near me? You keep saying, like, we need to get together, but for some reason I thought you lived, like by me. Like, near me. Well, what the hell? First of all, I was literally in Grand Rapids. Oh, it's a steamroller. Apparently it's a fucking incense burner, but it's a steamroller. It's just a tube, and then you put the weed there, and there's a burn mark. It's not dirty, it's just a scorch mark, and then you smoke out of this side. Well, now it stops burning. I gotta take another hit. Anyway. So, Tammy, let me break this down for you. I was in Grand Rapids, like, literally a few hours ago. No, I didn't get it at Shakedown. I got it at Otter's Oasis in Kalamazoo. Otters! Because they give you 50% off on your birthday, even if that's the only fucking day of the year that you shop there. So. Yeah, no, I was at fucking Pepino's on Kalamazoo Avenue out by Celebration Cinema South and Caledonia Myers. I was right the fuck out there, like, just a little bit ago. Like, I think I got home at, like, 5. You know where I'm at. I hope my audio isn't beeping for everybody. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I sound like Beaker. Hopefully it's not like beep, beep, beep. Your thing is going to end because we suck. Whatever. ASM artists can do like 10 hours. What the fuck is that? I like ASMR on here and I'll see like people's streams and they'll be like 10 hours of such and such. And I'm like, how did you sit there live for 10 hours? Yeah, it probably cuts out because I get too fucking loud because I'm drinking. Come on, computer. Wake up. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay. I got, it's this whole thing. I had a fucking work issue. I swapped out because I'm one of those suckers that, like, people always say don't do this, but I do this. I just do. Where you get something from your phone company and then you pay a little bit, like you sign the contract and you pay a little bit every, well, my freaking, what do you call it? Tablet. My mother-in-law died and she had a tablet and they were like, well, you can switch this tablet to a Chromebook. And we were like, excuse me? So we switched the tablet, her tablet, for a Chromebook, so I actually have a laptop now because my laptop died. It all worked out very interestingly. Not really. That was a boring story, Jenny. Jenny, get it together. Okay, we answered what I should do to prep for the SAT. How'd the SAT go? Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response is what it stands for. It is the weird little feeling that you get if you take your hand on the back of your head and you go like that. Yeah, I don't like the eating ones. So, yeah. Yeah, Meridian, not median, Meridian, whatever. If you like ASMR, do you watch go watch the Vanity Fair channel's ASMR with Cardi B. Because she did an ASMR thing where she was like whispering her like occur thing, but I can't do the occur or whatever, what she does. And she was whispering it because she likes ASMR. And she did everything perfect. But here's the better part. She looked beautifully made up. And her breasts were gorgeous. And I'm not objectifying Cardi B here, okay? It just... Yeah, sometimes the terminology for ASMR, you know the issue that I have is with the girls who are like barely legal and they're like leaning over. I'm okay seeing Cardi B's whole, you know, up top. But when I see a girl that is like, you know, like barely legal and she's like got, you know, her tank top like way down and her lips are all glossy and she's like, I'm going to whisper in your ear, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do your parents know that you're doing this? I mean, they're probably in their 20s and I'm just being a mom about it. But goddamn, you know? Yes! Seriously, though, check out Cardi B's ASMR. I wish she'd start an ASMR. Do an ASMR album, Cardi. I love you. Also, your boobs are beautiful and I hope that's not creepy. I said like it would, you know. But the other people I like Whispers Red ASMR. I like... obviously Gentle Whispering, she's like the original, like, you know, I've been watching her since like she started basically. Yeah, I like, oh yes, I love Ting Ting. I love her face painting video. And she has like such a soothing, like her voice is just like so, I don't know. Her voice is like the most soothing kindergarten teacher ever. Like telling you it's okay and you're doing a good job. Joni. I feel like she changed her channel, and she has 2 channels. She has like so she has one in a Spanish name and one in an English name. And I feel like when YouTube did their thing, yes, is it still Whisper Latina? Because I didn't know, because back when there was that thing where suddenly they all had to put ASMR in their titles or else they weren't showing up in search engine results or whatever, so it suddenly wasn't just gentle whispering, it was like Maria Gentle Whispering ASMR, Whispered Rest ASMR, and all that, so it's still Whisper Latina. Okay, she is so good, and she does skin extraction videos, and I love those! I love the ones where they pretend like they're popping your zits. She does so many of those. Is it ASMR Joni now? I thought it was. Okay. So, noises just set you on edge. I feel that very much. All right, so. All right, will my husband? There's a lot of yes or no's. All right, will my husband get the promotion he's after? And will things get easier and more secure for us? All right. Okay. We're going to ask this with this, okay? Your spouse doesn't like ASMR. Okay, so here we go. We're going to check this out, because this was a yes or no question. Will my husband get the promotion? So will this person's husband get the promotion? I'm getting a yes, but it's a very light yes. He might get that promotion, but it might not be the big promotion that... Oh, wait, hang on. What's going on? Okay, yeah, so it is. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of promotion. Is it going to be... Okay, will it be exactly... Will he be promoted in exactly the way he thinks he's going to be promoted? We're getting a no on that. So there's going to be a promotion of some kind, but it was very much, yeah. So there will be a promotion of some kind, but it won't be necessarily the thing that he's thinking of. All right, so next up on this. Will things get easier and more secure for us? So they need to know. Will things get easier and more secure for them? Now, the answer on this is yes. All right? This is a yes. Things are going to get easier. All right? But now we're going to ask it this. Okay? We're going to ask it, are they going to get easier for them based on the promotion that he's looking for? Okay, so that is what's going to make it better. Okay, I was just making sure because of the earlier answer. So, yeah, looks like things are going to get easier. You know, things are going to take care. You know, what are you going to take? You know, so let us know. Keep us. That was an interesting first answer. So, oh, let me explain the name. The name of the game is now Fitschased Fortuneteller, okay? Because I did not realize when I started my Drunk Tarot, I did Google ahead of time, all right? I Googled ahead of time, and I was like, let me see if Drunk Tarot is a thing. And what came up was a lot of, is it okay to do tarot if I'm drunk? Is it okay to do Ouija boards if I'm drunk? Is it okay to do all of that stuff, you know, drunk? And I was like, okay, so it doesn't look like anybody's using that name. Because you guys know that I have a thing with names, right? So I was like, I'm not copying anybody. Well, then I find out, after we get Drunk Tarot going and rolling, then I find out that there's a YouTube channel that was called Drunk Tarot that started a few months before I started Drunk Tarot over on Facebook. So, as we extrapolate out from there, I wanted to change the name because I don't want to steal somebody else's name. So I changed it to Fitschased Fortuneteller. They feel really, really bad for the Drunk Tarot channel that I accidentally kind of took their thing. It made me feel bad. I was like, oh shit. So I should have checked a little bit more carefully. I should know better. But yeah. So that works. And yeah, and it was limiting because, hang on. I should have called it the burping something. I guess it's not flatulence. But it works better too because I wasn't just doing tarot and I've branched out. I've branched out into other fascinating things. Because I'm trying. You know, I'm trying. I'm trying things. Boy, I'm drunk. I'm drunk and I'm trying things. Pardon that burp. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to tell you guys this week. I was supposed to answer questions. All right, here's an interesting thing. I mean, I'm not saying that your questions, if I don't answer your questions, it's not because they're not interesting. It's just because there's a lot. Let me get a button. I gotta get a button, guys. Nope. That's not the button. That's not the button. There we go. That's the button. All right. This is a story. Like, this has got, like, background. So, I'm going to read it to you. Story time. Like that Vine kid. Who's that guy on Vine that goes, story time? Like, that's who I am right now. So, except for I'm not running up on somebody with a Vine. How did that kid not get punched? I always wondered about that. I'm like, when he runs up on people and he yells out, like, why? I would freak. I would scare the shit out of me and my fist would just fly. I don't know, but he always looked like he was doing it in like some pretty nice areas, so it might not be areas where people would think that somebody would attack them. I'm constantly on guard for attack. Thomas Sanders. Oh! I followed him on Twitter this week. That's that? Oh! Okay, so this week he said something about when gay couples show up on TV shows and how he's like, yeah, this is like, you know, like a what do you call it? Like, we need more of this representation or something like that. And I was like, I always think, you know, I hope they don't die or something like that. And he was like, ooh, yeah, you know, whatever. And then people were like, oh my God, I can't believe that you were talking to him. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that, like, because, like, a lot of my, like, mutuals on Twitter were like, oh my God, and Thomas Sanders replied to you. And I was like, oh, well, then he must be, like, somebody, like, kind of, like, famous on TV. I didn't realize that he was the Storytime guy. Oh, that's awesome! Storytime. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Randy Rainbow. Oh, is that guy that does all the songs? I don't know. I don't really watch his stuff. Am I bad? Anyway. All right. Here's the story. Okay, so when I was young, I used to go to a local goat farm. The woman who lived there, Carla, who was a friend of mine's grandmother, half raised me and was like an awesome farmer ant lady. It's a paradisial arcade to me. You guys are like too smart. So stop being so smart because it exposes how stupid I am. Because I don't know what paradisial arcade would be. To me, one of the most beautiful places in my memories. The goat farm went up in flames in 2008, but they were rebuilding, and it was going to be better than ever. Sadly, Carla passed away last year, and I finally went to go to visit the farm. Oh, no! Okay. It's been abandoned mid-construction, as though the construction crews were just spirited away. Creepy. I hope that's not the case. This is pissing me off. Why is this happening? Come on. This is really ticking me off. It's like messing my whole life up. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Oh, I don't have to use a touch screen because this isn't a tablet, Jenny. Oh my God. Okay. To me, it is beautiful. Only needs a little love to be usable again. It is as though I cannot get out of my mind. And an inexorable pull to it. Should I try and contact the family? Try to help the farm I love so much. Okay. All right, guys. First thing I'm going to say right now is that if you responded to anything, I don't know how to make it show what you said. Oh, there it is. Okay. So. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. So. Here we go. Let's find out what's up with the goat farm, Nath. Let's see what happens. Goat farm. We'll do 10 cards. Because fuck it. My husband's out. Alright. Goat farm! Goat farm. Ten cards. Nothing the goat farm. Let's see what's going on. And all I'm going to ask, I'm not going to say, oh, should you do this, should you that. I'm going to say, what's up with Nath and this goat farm? What's up with this goat farm? And I'm going to think about goats while I do it because I fucking love goats. All right. All right. All right. All right. So right now, you feel like you got to take action. You got to take action. And the reason you feel this is because you are heartbroken. You are feeling like, I've got to help save the farm. Oh. So here's the thing, Nath. I'm not very smart. So here's the thing, guys. I don't have a really strong reading level. You're right now in this place where you're feeling like if you do this, okay, you're gonna feel like you have control. All right. By the way, I'm telling you this and I get the feeling that you have already thought of this angle. You want to take action right now because of the heartbreak and that nostalgia. And you feel like if you do that, that's going to give you some control. It's going to give you some control over your own mortality. The reason that I say this, okay, is because here we've got the death card reversed. Because it's death and because you said that this is about death. This is the past. This is death reversed with just stagnation. Nobody likes change. This card comes up sometimes. The obvious answer is, well, in the past you didn't like change. What this is really doing is saying, well, in the past, I think this is a thing of there was some death denial. You may have been brought up with some death denial. You may have been in a whole... It was the first place you confronted death. Okay, there is some sort of feeling there of your mortality being tied to this place, but specifically that it was confusing and it was weird, and death, I think, to you and mortality is still confusing and weird. You have this sort of thought now, again, that if you rush into reckless action, like starting a goat farm, I'm not saying, you know, whatever, this is, we'll see what all this all shakes out, but basically you want to charge headfirst into some reckless action, okay, right there. And the thing is what's coming up, you're moving into a period of time where you're going to feel like you can't make things happen. Okay, this is a phase that's coming into, this is your own personal Mercury retrograde that you're going into. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the stars. I mean, okay, wait, before this gets weird, because somebody's going to be on Twitter and be like, no, Jenny Trout doesn't believe in stars. I don't mean I don't believe in the stars. I mean, like, I just don't believe, like, the stars and the planets and where they go and what they do is any of our business or has any effect on us. I have a thing with astrology. And my thing with astrology is that I feel like we are so small and so inconsequential that how could that, any of that ever touch us? It would be like if I had an effect on an ant's life directly. I never will. But, like, imagine, no, even a bacteria. I mean, like, and I mean, like, some bacteria, maybe. Just like I might be walking in my yard and I might be struck by a little chunk of space rock and knocked unconscious, okay? So might I one day go to Siberia and sneeze on something and it kills it. You know, it's like this very slim, slender chance. So my thing with astrology is the universe is far too big and too vast to have literally anything to do with us as a human species right now, in this place, in this time. So when I say Mercury retrograde, please do not go, oh my God, Jen, I know, Mercury retrograde, what a bad time to... But what I mean is when people say Mercury is in retrograde, it's a bad time to be making business decisions, all that sort of shit. This is happening for you personally. All right. So let's go on to the next thing. So you are going to be moving into a period of things, you know, that are like a personal Mercury retrograde. Nobody asked me. Jenny, nobody asked you for your opinion on astrology. Let me tell you a story. Okay. There are a lot of court cards in this one. Again, court cards are usually things, forces, and things that you can't really control, that sort of thing. Our old friend, the Queen of Wands, that I don't get along with and I don't really know very well, is here and standing in with you, but in the reverse. Since in the past I have looked at the Queen of Wands and I have seen someone who is wise, but also in touch with earth, wise but in touch with animals, right there, that sort of thing. But it's reversed. There might not be a know-how there that you think that you have, that you maybe might have. The next one that's up, the influence that's on you from outside, is the King of Wands. There are a lot of wands. Again, when I read wands, I say intuition into action. The King of Wands, you could actually, you are in a place where you could make this happen. If this goal for you right now is, I want to do the goat farm, if that's what you want to do, there's nothing really standing in your way. Even though you're going to be going into this personal Mercury retrograde thing, there will be literally like nothing. You can make this fucking happen if you want to, if you really want to. What this spread is asking you is, do you really want to? Do you really want to have that for all of this reason and just be focusing on this sort of like, okay, let me look at this guy. See this? Here we go. I'm holding this staff and I'm admiring this staff, and this is my intention into action. I'm admiring this and not seeing this wasteland out here. Okay. So there is a part of you that is thinking to yourself, I could do this. I have the know-how, maybe not all the know-how that you would need, but you have a pretty good idea. Okay? And you could make it better with your help and your what have you. But there is a part of you that feels like you might be starting out on a journey with a too narrow focus or too you know, whatever. The final thing that came up here was the Knight of Cups. And we're going to go over, not over all of it again, but we're going to go over how some of this connects, because it connects in certain ways. The Knight of Cups is the final outcome. Okay, the Knight of Cups, that's you. And you are holding your emotions in a glowing cup, okay, in your hand, and you are riding off, and you're about to cross this river. I have a thing about rivers, and I won't go into Joelism as a faith right here, but Joelism is a thing. But rivers are, to me, a very big, they tie into the thought of mortality, right? So here you are, and I see this. You're like, okay, I'm about to cross the river. I think that what this card is signifying is that if you go into this, you need to go into it as in an emotionally healthy place where your motive is not to hold on to the past. because this is what concerns me and how these things are working together. We see a lot of stuff. We see a lot of court cards, meaning things that are sort of above, sort of have a little bit more influence over us, a little more, you know, over us. We see that, okay? But then we see you, and you want to, this is, I'm going to make this happen. And when the Emperor and the I'm going to make this happen is in that position, okay, is in the this is the best you can do. I think what this is saying is that it is, that doing this is totally possible, but in doing so, you might be doing yourself a disservice because you might be helping yourself to continue to deny the idea of mortality, to continue to deny that things will continue to change, and you might be forcing a sort of stagnation upon yourself. Basically, this doesn't say don't do it, but it does say if you do it, it might not have the effect on you that you think that it's going to or should, if that makes sense. You might think, I'm going to do this and it's going to make me feel a way. And it might make you feel that way, but it's not necessarily the way that you would be healthiest feeling, I guess, if that makes sense. Basically, yeah, go ahead and do it if you want, but make sure that when you're doing it, you know why you're doing it. That's the great. You know why you're doing it. Are you doing it because of a happy memory and stuff like that? If that were the case, then the Six of Cups would have probably come up, but it didn't come up. What came up was a feeling or an intrinsic denial of your own mortality and the inability to let go of something from the past. So, but yeah, so. Goats do make things better. Hello? 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 All right. I know that, like, we're over because there's a little clock in the corner, but I'm drunk and it's Saturday night and I don't got anywhere to go, so who knows? I don't have anything to do tomorrow but see Captain Marvel. Oh no! In the Drunk Tarot Extra. Yes, by Bunny, did you ask a question about the Oscars? Did you ask a question about the Oscars, Bunny? I saw it. I'm going to go look, but I have to make my thing wake up. I don't understand my thing. My computer, how it works. Is that a button that does? There's a button that does it. Okay, there was in fact a question about the Oscars. I saw the word Green Book. Ah. Oh, one real quick question that's on here that's very easy. Do you have a favorite deck to work with? I do. It is this one. And the reason why is because decks have different feelings. I have used other decks on here before. I have one deck that has unicorns and happiness and all that stuff, and it feels very whimsical, okay? And the other deck that I have that I've used on here before was a black and white one that's all about animals and shit, and it has a very wild feeling to it. This deck has a feeling of being businesslike. Me and this deck, we are not soul sisters. We are not, oh, we're so connected in every way and we have this good energy. This deck and I are being, we're in a transaction together, and this deck is giving me what I'm asking, and then I'm giving this deck what it's asking. The deck wants to be read, I want to read it, and we're working together, and then I walk away and everything's fine. We are cordial and friendly, we have a very good working, yes, co-workers, we have a working relationship. And so this is the one that, so it's nothing, I feel like I took a long time to explain that and to come around. But let's take a look. Why did Green Book win the Oscar? What can we do to make the Oscar less old and white? Sorry, I have to see that. Okay. Why did Green Book win the Oscar? What can we do to make the Oscars less old and white? I will answer your question about mixing the decks in just a second after I do this reading. We're going to do 3 cards. First we'll do 3 cards for why did Green Book win the Oscar. What do we know? What do we need to know? What needs to change? So, okay, so what do we know about why Green Book won? What we have is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a person who is very much enjoying her wealth. She is enjoying the fruits of her labor. She has a lot of stuff. She has a gold dress. She's holding a bird. She's enjoying all of this gold. That's exactly why. Because it's a moneymaker, and it was voted on by people who probably were not judging it for its artistic merit, but admiring how much money that it made. Okay? What we need to know, all right, reinforces that. This was not, they did not look at the art of the film. They didn't look at the form of it so much as, did it fit the status quo? Did it adhere to the guidelines that they're used to? Did it have the potential to be the thing that they can like stroke and, you know, and go, look at our Oscar-winning movie, and, you know, and all of this, and let me just enjoy the fact that we've done the important work. And what needs to change? The inaction on the issue needs to change. That's what needs to change. People need to realize that, okay, just because something followed the formula that generally guarantees a hit or a critical darling or what have you, whatever it is, sometimes you have to look past that and look at actually like making a different, like making a movie. So, the other thing, what can we do to make the Oscars less old and white? Well, let me tell you the good word about the guillotine. Our Lord and Savior, the guillotine. I just thought of the Scarlet Pimpernel musical. Sorry, that's just the noise I make when I remember the Scarlet Pimpernel musical is a thing that exists and is fantastic. And there's a song, and somebody gets their head cut off during the opening number. We'll have the opening number. All right, 3 cards. What makes the Oscar? What can we do? What can we do to make the Oscars less old and white? What we know, what we need to know, what actually needs to be done. Oh, what we know, what we need to know, what we can do about it. There you go. Sounds better. Feels better. Looks better. Yep. Okay. So, first card. What we know. Yes, we know that there is a lot of disappointment. We know that there is a lot of, how did this happen? How is, you know, I thought we learned the lesson, that sort of thing. What we need to know is the Star. Now, the Star is one of those cards that usually when it comes up in an artistic thing, or, you know, where we're talking about art, I go, this is a great card to have. This is a great card to have show up because blah, 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 blah. But looking at it in this context, it's almost like, because of the way, like, look, okay. See how on this side, there's 4 stars, and there's a, you know, big giant pool. And then over here, there are 3 stars, and there's a smaller amount, and the smaller amount is having to run in and is having to go into that bigger pool. And here's this white lady, and she's kind of in the middle of the two, and she has the biggest and the most important star over her head. The thing that is standing in the way right now of these two, of the star, there being even stars and an even amount and people not having to share, okay, is that white women are being held up as a diversity thing. It happens a lot. We need diversity. We'll bring women in. What kind of women? The white ones, of course. The ones that we feel as old white men we can tolerate the most. You know, if we must have a woman in here, she might as well be a blonde with big titties. So, that's what's going on. We gotta stop being like, oh, so-and-so did such a good job, it's so wonderful, all these women are nominated, all these women, when it's just, like, a lot of times it's mostly white women, like, just to point that out. And what we can actually do to affect change, what we can actually do is stop waiting, I guess, for, because, like, you know how you see this guy and he's waiting for the fruits of his labor, okay? Hey, what happened to ScarJo? What has she done lately? Are there finally, like, did they finally stop making movies about people who aren't white and she, like lost any income or revenue or anything? Okay, so 7 of oh no, she's in those Marvel movies, so it's probably, like, taking up her whole time. Anyway, this is, like, waiting for the fruits of your labor. The answer is, for us to affect any real change, we can't be waiting for the fruits of the labor. We have to, like, you know, just keep grinding at it. And I think that this was a big wake-up call thing of, like white women, you need to speak up. Boy, I've never looked at the star and seen something like that in the star before. That was bonkers. I never even noticed that there was an odd number of stars on one side. So, oh, did she take that role? Oh, bless her heart. I am so fucking done with Scarlett Johansson. I'm embarrassed that I used to want to fuck her. So, there's that. Did you turn it down? I hope she did. I also hope that you can read the comments on the side. I'm like yawning and stuff. I don't mean to be like that. I'm not bored to be here. I'm actually having a really good time. And I know I've gone over the usual hour that I usually do by like 20 minutes now, but I'm here, you know. I'm here. So, should I let my husband trade in his truck for a new one? Yes or no? Should she let her husband trade in her truck for a new one? Or trade in his truck for a new one? Whatever. It might not even be a she. Whoever this is. Should I let my husband trade? So should this person let their husband trade in for like a new one? Trade in on that truck or what the hell? Any day now. It doesn't know what I want. I should get a magic 8-ball. Magic 8-ball. Alright, I gotta concentrate, guys. Should they trade in their truck for a new one? Yeah. I got a lukewarm yeah. It might just be that it... It might just be saying, yeah, I don't really care if you do or not. Yes, you should get a magic 8-ball. Wait, you know what? I'm going to be pissed if it gives me a stronger thing here. Hang on. Should I get a magic 8-ball? That's like a stronger reaction. How about this? The question asker person. Should they let their husband trade in their car to get a new one? All right, so that's a yes. Okay, I wish you guys could see this better. It's hard to show it on a thing and actually do it. All right. Or should the questioner get a new car? No. That's gonna be a nay. That's gonna be a negatory. So yeah. The questioner, the person that asked. I don't know. Look. We've reached the belligerent portion. Yeah, go ahead. Trade in the truck. Like, literally, there was so little movement on here that it wasn't even like, yeah, trade in the truck. It was like, trade in the truck, go for it. No. So nothing bad's gonna happen, but, like, it's not gonna be, like, some fucking spectacular upgrade to life. All right. Let's see. We got a few. Oh, no! I'm gonna delete the goat farm. I'm not deleting your goat farm. I'm just deleting the goat question. Oh my god, that would be terrible if you could delete a goat farm with a push of a button from your... Because it could be not even just a whole farm. What about individual notes? Individual goats. All right. Okay. This one is a big deal. We'll do this one. This will be the last one for the night because it's a big deal one. Not that none of them are big deals. It's just that, you know how sometimes I'll have a lot of funny ones or a lot of weird ones or a lot of, like, pop culture ones. Like, tell us what Gwyneth Paltrow is going to put in her vagina. Oh, I guess we did that one. I guess we did something. If I could delete anything from the world with a push of a button, I know that, like, my answer should be Trump and Pence. But if I could delete things with a push of a button, honestly, if somebody said, here's the button, you have to decide in 5 seconds. What are you going to delete? Okay? What are you going to delete? I'll go, I'm deleting tags and clothes. So, yeah. I would get rid of tags and clothes. That would be the thing. Let me smoke some weed. Let me try to balance out this alcohol. Mm-hmm. How dare you? No! My only friend has abandoned me. Why? That was the last hit. What was that? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, you would delete... See, everybody else has got better ideas. They're like, oh, super, like I would delete debts and loans. I would delete people on FaceTime in public. And I would delete fibromyalgia. Yeah. Yeah, like fibromyalgia. Yeah, I could do that and make my life easier. Instead, I'm like, I hate tags and shirts. I legitimately, in Nightmare Born, if you read Nightmare Born, right, there's a point where she comes to the magical school, and the thing that, like, they give her, the new wardrobe they give her is, like, stuff with tagless, that's all tagless. And, like, that was my thing where I was like, if I went to a magical school, a school like Hogwarts or a magical place like that, the thing that I would want the most, like, if I looked in that mirror of Erised or whatever, I would be like, I would see tagless clothes. So, that's what would happen. Anyway, good news. Oh, God. You trust me with the delete button? I would not be trusted with the delete button. Because I would not. If I had, like, a universal erase button, oh, man. Hey, how am I? Ma'am? Oh, my darling child. What are you doing on my live stream? Child of mine. I can see your whole ass name. Give Jenny the Death Note. I didn't watch Death. Okay, wait, I'll tell you a story. Here's a story. This is the Death Note story. The Death Note story is there is a store called Tiger Imports or something like that, and it had at the mall, and it had all of this like Asian import stuff, like stuff from like, you know, Japan and China and things like that. And one of the things that they had was they had a whole like anime merchandise section, and there were these like two kind of like nerdy looking kids standing at the, you know, like in this area, and there was and we don't watch anime, but there was like a Death Note thing, and I picked it up and I went to my husband, oh my gosh, this would work perfect for your Death Note cosplay. And the kid turns around and he goes, what character do you cosplay? And he was like all excited, and I ran away from my husband and I left him there. I left him to answer about that. Yes, ma'am, I see that you're here. And your mother is drinking, and you should be not here. So, Miss Wednesday, say goodnight to everyone. And then you must sign off. Okay? Hang on. Miss Wednesday! I know where you're at! So yes, good night, Miss Wednesday. Yes, so that is the child that I made all by myself, who doesn't necessarily need to be watching her mom get drunk. She can deal with the aftermath when she hears me come upstairs. Okay. Actually, the way she got the name was that my husband and I fought so much over the name of our first kid that we were like, okay, what are we gonna do for names? And I'm like, I don't want to get in that argument again. I don't want to fight like for days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And goodbye, ma'am. But for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, we fought and fought. And so I did not want to get in that fight again. And so we were expecting our second kid, and we didn't know if, what to expect. I said, all right, what are we gonna? We gotta pick out two names. And so I was like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out right now, and we're not gonna go look at name books. We're not gonna do whatever. We're just gonna say the first thing that comes to mind. And my husband goes, Wednesday Addams. And I said, Wednesday Addams? I was like, yeah, that works. I like the Addams Family, and you like the Addams Family. And they were like, and then he was like, well, then we should name. And then they're like, then I'm like, well, what's the other name? What's the other possibility? And it was Henry Jones, but we would have called her Indiana. So those were the two choices that we came up with. And she ended up being a Wednesday. So it was literally just like, let's just pick two, like, rando. And it fits. It totally fits. So, anyway, getting back to, the question that I was gonna do. Okay, because this is another pretty heavy and important one. We're gonna do 10 cards. Okay. The question is, and this is very personal, if you are out there and you don't want to share who you are, that's fine. No worries, okay? That's never a requirement. It's always like this. But anything I should know about coming out to my mother as trans for the second time, okay? So this is a second attempt. I tried to describe myself as non-binary or gender fluid, and she said she kind of knows what those are, but I'm assigned male at birth, and she still refers to me as her son. Okay, so this is having another talk with one's parent. So let's talk about this. Let's talk to this person. All right, and if I make a misstep, All right. If I make a misstep on this reading, if I say something that is transphobic, if I say something that seems, bad against non-binary people, please absolutely let me know, because I don't have a great deep understanding of stuff or experience in this area. So if I fuck it up, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or hurt anybody. Okay? So if I fuck it up, let me know. But we're gonna see what happens. All right, so 10 cards for this person and their relationship with their mother. That's what we're looking at. This person and their relationship with their mother. Since I don't know pronouns that want to be used, I will say they, because I'm not gonna just try to assume. Awesome soul reconnection. All right. So this person's thing with their mother. Here we go. Yep. 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 Okay. Interesting. All right. I want to make sure I want to check this to see if nobody came in and said. All right. So, here we go. The thing that came up here, Six of Swords reversed. Your relationship with your mother has not traditionally been, I can go to her for anything. I don't, you haven't had that with your mom. You haven't had that, feeling of like you could really go to her and approach her very well all the time. And as a result, you feel like you are constantly the one who's giving, and you're constantly giving more leeway. You're constantly giving more. Like, I'm getting tired thinking of, like, I was already tired because it was like late at night, but I mean, like, I'm getting fatigued. I'm getting weary because the feeling here is I'm giving you so many chances. I have to keep giving you these chances. It's a feeling that's happening here. This is not just about this issue. This is about a lot of things, I think. The feeling I get here is that this is someone who you have to, this is not somebody who meets you halfway. This is someone who meets you outside their doorstep, is what I'm getting. As a result, the only option you have here is action. Is take action, start taking action. We're going to see how that plays out, okay, in here. Because it's not shaming you into saying that there's inaction. It's not shaming you here. It's just saying that you're in a situation that will not be resolved. But like you're coming up, to whatever. Wait, which card? This one? The Six of Pentacles? So here's what's happening in the past. Judgment! Or the Ace of Swords. That one's the Ace of Swords. Judgment! In the past. You were either raised, I don't want to say in a strict home, but in a judgmental home. In a home where there was a lot of passive aggressive kind of feeling, sort of. And there may have been a religious component Not 100 on that. Don't quote me, not 100. But definitely a feeling of a lot of passive aggressive, you know, so not outright like, oh, you're a terrible, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, like, oh, you know, so-and-so's kid did this or yada, yada. Or, you know, your sister did blah, blah, blah. Whether or not you have... There was a lot of the feeling in your upbringing was like you were being molded by passive aggression. As a result, you have had to kind of retool your whole fucking business, like your emotional business, and you have tried to become more emotionally healthy recently, because this is a new beginning card. And so you have been working a lot more on your emotional health. Not even just around not even just around the idea of like transitioning and coming out as non-binary or gender fluid. You are exploring it in all areas of your life. It's like a domino effect thing is happening. You have a lot of that coming on. As a result, you are able to create your own reality. You're coming into a space where you're going to be able to create your entire reality around yourself. These things are feeding into each other. This is a very good sign. This sounds a little bit serious and a little bit slow. It's just the energy around this person's mother is just like with that kind of energy. So, haha. Ha-ha! This is the second time today this card has come up for someone in the same... I mean, it's not like it's in this reading. Pardon me, not in this reading, in a different reading. Here's the point. I did a reading earlier tonight, and this card came up in the same position. But I don't think it's the same person. Maybe it is. If it's the same person, that'd be fucking wild. So, Nine of Cups came up in your position. Tell us more about... You're pretty happy about the progress that you've made. Okay? You are pretty proud of yourself. At the emotional strides you've made and some of the changes you've made, which you should be. It looks pretty good. Things are looking pretty good for you. But you know that there's still going to be hard work around you and things that you got to do, again, not just having to do with coming out, but with other areas of your mental health that you have been working on and your emotional health that you've been working on. And so you're going to keep working at that, and but the area around you is conducive to that. Your greatest hopes and all that stuff, okay? Hi, I'm, doing whatever, and my greatest hopes is that everything will be perfect. Okay? That everything will be sunny and wonderful. That's what you want. Guess what? Guess what? This is the best thing ever. Congratulations. You're the winner tonight, okay? This is why you're the winner. Your outcome is the Fool. You are embarking on something new. Here's the thing. How does this have to do with your mother? How does this have to do with all of this? What this is basically telling you is, yeah, you're going to have to confront your mom on this. You're going to go and you're going to start this whole new business on the mom side, okay? But you're also starting out on this thing for yourself. Look at all of these cards. All of these cards are beginnings. This might be the hardest step of whatever emotional healing thing that you're going through or going for. But it's a step forward. And this is straight up fucking saying, yeah, look at this! Look at this! This is fantastic! If I didn't want to have to not pick them up later, I'd throw them in the air and be like, yay! But what this is basically saying is, yeah, you're going to go have to tell your mom this bullshit, and you're gonna have to do this again. And yes, you're in a situation where you are probably going to have to do this again and again and again and again and again and again. It's gonna feel terrible. But you get to shape everything. It's all about you. And you are right to be proud. You are right to stay on track. You are right to pursue the happiness and the wonderfulness and the sunshine, because you can go out and get it. You can. I mean, like, and it's you've got all of this shit happening. So, yeah. So this is the thing with your mom. This is not the tarot saying fuck your mom. What this is saying is, doesn't matter how it goes with your mom. Because it's part of the things or whatever, and how you, one of the things standing kind of in your way a little bit because of your past. So hopefully that worked. Hopefully that is the correct answer that you were looking for. And now it is 1:41. I guess it's not 1:41 in the morning. It's been 1 hour and 41 minutes. So it's something or other. It's something or other. And I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna forget to take my makeup off. I've been wearing it all day. I'm gonna forget to take it off. And I'm gonna get up tomorrow. And I'm gonna be, whatever. So, next week, I guess, we'll be fucking back on YouTube. And we're gonna stay here. So, yeah. That's the story. So... yeah, I will look at the other questions next time. There were so many last week and this week. There's such a huge fucking chunk of them. Like this week, there's like 50. There was like 15 questions or some shit. It looked like that we got this week. I didn't really count, but I mean it looked like a staggering number. So yeah. So YouTube next week, because apparently this is a better one, and everybody have like a super one. Super. What am I going to do? I'm really drunk. I can't go make any more new pyramids, but I got to go to bed, but I don't know. Maybe I'll watch some TV. I don't know. The world is my fucking oyster. It's Saturday night, and I can't drive anywhere. So, the world is my oyster. Yes, and you know what, Tammy? We'll have to make that happen sometime. Maybe we'll have to make a drunk tarot thing. All right. See y'all later. I gotta go make